Time for this week's pickup video. Well, this week, actually, I haven't made a video last week, so past couple weeks I've made quite a few pickups. Week before last I was out in Phoenix, Arizona, out there for business. I was able to hook up with my co-hosts, SoCal Mike and Gamester 81 for our ColecoVisions podcast, and was able to run around and hit some game stores called Fallout Games, which pretty nice brand of stores out there. It was kind of fun because I think the owners of the store were getting a kick out of us because all three of us were arguing back and forth across the store on who found the best thing or who would find the best thing first. So it was kind of funny. But anyway, after that I went to, where was I last week? Oh, Seattle, Washington last week. I was able to visit Pink Gorilla Games out there. I made a few pickups in Seattle as well. And then I was down in Charlotte, North Carolina yesterday, day before yesterday, again on business. While I was down there, I hit Save Point Video Games, which is a store I like going to when I'm in that area. And there was another store I hit that was called, what was it called? Got the business card right here. Video Game World. Video Game World. They're located at 105 South Old Statesville Road in Huntersville, North Carolina. And they do have a Facebook page, which all these game stores I'm talking about, I'll have linkies down there to their Facebook page or their website so you can go check them out. Really good prices at this store. They just recently moved, so the store is a little bit of a disarray, but really friendly staff there. A lot of good stuff. So let's get on to the pickups. Okay, the first thing I picked up was Decathlon for my Intellivision system. Now, unfortunately, I'm not able to show any gameplay of this. This cartridge will not fit in my Intellivision System 3. It's just too big. I got it in there, didn't work, and it took me nearly a half an hour to get it back out. It was stuck. So, I don't know if this thing works or not. But it won't fit in my System 3, so if somebody wants a free Decathlon cartridge to try out in their system, just pay the shipping and I'll mail it to you. Shipping would be about like $3, I would imagine. Put in a bubble envelope or something like that. So if you're in the U.S. and you want a free Intellivision cartridge and want to give this a shot, I'll mail it to you. Alrighty. Next thing I picked up was Beauty and the Beast. Is that upside down? No, that's right. Beauty and the Beast for my Intellivision. Now, I wasn't really interested in this game, but I listened to the Intellivisionaries podcast, linky down there. In this particular episode, they covered Beauty and the Beast, which the link to that episode would be down in the show notes. It's an interesting game. It's hard. It's a pretty hard game. It's kind of like Donkey Kong almost, but it's pretty challenging. So every time I hear this title, Beauty and the Beast, I keep thinking of that Ron Perlman show that had that lady from Terminator on it. Vincent. But pretty cool. The next one I picked up for my Intellivision is Kool-Aid Man. Oh yeah. I can't figure out how to play this. I guess I need to read the instructions. I'm bad about not reading instructions for games. I surmise what you're trying to do is collect a pitcher, a bag of Kool-Aid mix, get it to the sink to make your Kool-Aid, and the Kool-Aid Man appears, I guess. I don't know. I'll give this a little bit more of a try to see if I can get it figured out. It's kind of interesting. I like the sound effects in the game, especially the walking sound effects of the two kids. It's kind of neat. And next, for my ColecoVision, now this game was sent to me by my buddy SoCal Mike, Moonsweeper for the ColecoVision. He sent me this with some other stuff I'll show you later on. It's an okay game. It's not too bad. Basically, you're out in space shooting ships and you try to land on these moons in order to pick up your guys off the surface of the moon. And it's interesting. It's pretty interesting. Next thing I picked up for my Odyssey 2 is Acrobats, which is pretty much like Circus Atari, Clowns of Balloons. This would be an awesome game if the Odyssey 2 would support a paddle controller. As you can see in this gameplay over here, I'm not doing too good because it's hard to know when to stop your little trampoline guy. But it's a fun game though, pretty challenging. And with the voice module, it does talk to you. It says incredible and look out and that kind of stuff. And for my Atari 2600, boy, this is a nasty looking cartridge. I picked up BMX Airmaster by TNT Games. Basically, it's a half-pipe game where you ride your little BMX bike. You try to jump up in the air and do flips and reversals and stuff like that. Now, like on the Atari 2600 game Decathlon, we're using the joystick back and forth really fast to run. You do the same thing with this game, but you pedal. And then you hit the fire button to change directions of your bike as you're coming down the half pipe. And then when you're up in the air, you move your joystick in different directions to do flips and reversals and things like that to get more points. I wasn't too impressed with it to begin with, but I played it for a while and you know, this is kind of fun. I kind of like it. It's kind of a cool game. Never seen it before, so nice addition to my Atari collection. And then another game from my ColecoVision, Tutankhamun. This was sent to me by my good buddy William Olds, Burger Time, who also does the Intellivisionaries podcast. Burger Time and I, we talk back and forth every once in a while. I'm out hunting for games. I know he collects boxed Intellivision games that he's looking for, so he gave me a list of what he has, what he's looking for, and usually when I'm out and about, I try to find things for him. And then we set up what I would call prisoner exchanges. I give him the Intellivision games for ColecoVision games he finds for me. I sent him a boxed Parker Brothers Q*bert and a boxed you know you're getting old when your mind goes blank. Dreadnought Factor by Activision. I boxed one of those for his Intellivision for this guy. Not a bad version of the arcade game on the ColecoVision. Of course, you use one fire button to shoot one direction, the other fire button to shoot the other way. You press both fire buttons at one time to activate your kill everything spell. You'll find as you're playing the game, you get really fast with the action buttons on the side of the controller. You'll set off your power-up thing by accident. But it's still a good version of the game for the ColecoVision. It's not bad at all. That's awesome. Oh, also Burger Time sent me a really cool bumper sticker from a pinball arcade up in his area. Pinball Wizard Arcade. I need to visit this place to do a video for Arcade USA. So next time I'm up in that area, I plan on visiting this and do a video. And the next thing I picked this up in Seattle. Found me a Famicom game, Crazy Climber. Really neat version of Crazy Climber for the Nintendo system Famicom, basically NES. The unique thing about this game is you have to use two controllers and you hold them on their sides to do the arms, you know, climbing up. Bloop, 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 bloop. Go to the side like this, go this way, go to the side that way, go that way. Bloop, 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 bloop. Kind of neat. A neat control scheme. It really gives you the feel of the arcade game. Not a too bad of a game to play. I highly recommend this. If you have a Famicom, this is a neat cartridge to get a hold of for it. One of the things I'm collecting right now are unreleased arcade games for the NES that were released on the Famicom in Japan. So if I find an arcade game on the Famicom, I'll check the NES list to see if it's on there. If it's not, I'll pick it up for my Famicom. The next thing I picked up for my Sega Genesis is a boxed Battle Squadron. Very neat shoot 'em up. Lots of power-ups. Kind of plays like Xevious, but not exactly like it. You got things on the ground you have to shoot, and you get power-ups out of those, and aircraft, things like that. You have a stealth aircraft that disappears, and you can actually see the little, like a distortion of where the cloaked ship is on the screen. It's a neat effect to see. Pretty cool on the Genesis. And I like how they name the bad guys. The Baraxians. What if they're related to the Galaxians? What if it's their evil brother or something? The Baraxians will vaporize you. Ah! Awesome. Alrighty. Now, for my Sega Saturn, I made some major pickups. Well, not major, nothing really special in this pile, but I'm starting to collect Sega Dreamcast games now since I got a hold of that Dreamcast a few weeks ago. The first one I picked up was Amok. Ooh, reflections. Amok. Really awesome, kind of like a combination of a mech underwater submarine type of game. It's not too bad. It's quite a bit of fun. Haven't really played a whole lot yet. I just played a little bit for this demo video up here, so I need to get a little bit more time with it. It's kind of neat. I like these kind of third-person view mech kind of shoot 'em up games. So this is right up my alley. And the next one I picked up was Solar Eclipse. Now, game is it's interesting. What I don't like about the game is how your ship controls. It's really jerky. You don't have like a smooth flight like this. It just kind of goes Don't like that kind of control screen. It makes it really hard to control your ship as you're flying. So I'm a little disappointed in this game. I don't know if I'm going to keep this one or not because I really don't like how it controls. But I'll play a little bit more, see what I come up with. Next one I picked up from the Saturn is Soviet Strike with exclusive features only available on the Saturn. So this has some extra stuff that the PlayStation version didn't have. So I played a little bit of it here in the video. It controls really nice. It's quite a bit of fun to play. Just like I love all of the Desert Strike series anyway. I've got every one of them for the Sega Genesis over here, and I got a couple, I believe, on the PlayStation. I know I got this on the PlayStation. And I kind of like this one better than my PlayStation version. But the PlayStation version, I think, supports the analog stick. This one supports the 3D control pad and the mission stick, which I don't have. So I need to get those and try this game out with that, because it's a little hard to play with the D-pad. The next one I picked up, Crusader No Remorse. That kind of looks like Boba Fett, don't he? Or Jango Fett. I used to play this game on the PC, and I loved it. It was a great game on the PC, so I didn't know they made it for the Saturn. So I picked this up, and I gave it a little bit of a play. It takes a little time getting used to the controls, because the controls seem to be a little bit sluggish, and you kind of overturn where you're wanting to go. But it's a fun game to play. I'm going to enjoy that one. The next one I picked up is Starfighter. Now, I got this on the PlayStation version, and it plays pretty similar to that. It seems this game on the Saturn seems a little bit slower than I remember on the PlayStation version, and I can't recall, but I think the PlayStation version actually draws out a little bit farther, so you don't have that gray horizon so close to you. But I can't remember. It's a neat game, though. It's pretty cool for what it is. It's based on the old 3DO game of the same name, Starfighter. So, kind of like that one. And the last one I picked up for my Sega Saturn is Crime Wave. Kind of like a 3D isometric. I can't say that word. Isometric, whatever it is. Isometric version of Spy Hunter almost. You drive a police car, but your police car is equipped with machine guns. And you try to chase down the bad guys and shoot them off the road. And you collect power-ups, health packs, things like that. You have different obstacles you got to avoid. One of the hard things about this game is actually controlling your car. It gets a little disorientating when the screen starts spinning around and rotating. But, that's just a minor complaint. It is a lot of fun to play. You get a chance to play this game, I highly recommend it because it is quite a bit of fun to play. Unfortunately, it doesn't say anything about it supporting the 3D pad or anything like that, so just gotta get used to the controls. Awesome game. And then the next thing I picked up, this is kind of cool actually, is a high score competition joystick. Now this is kind of neat. Thing weighs probably about a pound. It's pretty heavy duty. Got a little arcade joystick. The only disappointing thing about this is the joystick doesn't have micro switches. It's just the leaf switches in there. So I may take this apart to try to adapt it to have micro switches because it's a nice controller. Another thing that's really nice is it can be used for either the Atari VCS, right there, Atari VCS, or the ColecoVision by flipping this switch. So when you flip the switch to Atari, of course this is your fire button right here. This is your joystick to control your guy. When you switch it over to Coleco, to the Coleco version, again this is your main fire button. And then this is your secondary fire button right here, like so. And then this dial here is the auto fire feature. So if I click on auto fire, this little light will come on saying the auto fire feature is active, and I can control the rate of fire with this little knob right here. Pretty neat. And then the last switch on here chooses between left hand and right hand operation. Flip it one way, and then you use the controller this way, like so. Pretty cool. I've never seen these before. Then it has, where did it go? Hello, oh there it is. Has a pass-through connector here, so I could plug in my ColecoVision controller on this so I can use the keypad to select my games, and then use this joystick instead of the ColecoVision joystick. So, pretty cool. And the next thing I got a hold of, now this was sent to me also by my buddy SoCal Mike from Retro Gaming Roundup, is a Wico command control joystick for the ColecoVision. It's a piece of shit. Junk. It's a piece of junk. I like the keypad on it though. This doesn't work worth a darn, so I won't take it apart. What I may do with this is I may gut it to get this keypad out of here to make my own little arcade controller. Maybe, I don't know. But it doesn't work. And they also sent me another thing made by High Score. It's a little holder pad. You put your Atari joystick in here, or the ColecoVision controller this way. You put this on top of the ColecoVision controller to give yourself a joystick. So it's kind of cool. A lot of neat things came out back then for the different game systems. I think it's the same company that made this joystick over here that I got a hold of. And then the last thing I got a hold of, yeah, this is the last thing, is I was able to pick up a Game Shark for my Sega Saturn. It has a little port on top there where you can use it to upload and download codes or whatever. You can also manually enter codes like you can with any Game Shark. Also has memory backups, so you can save games to it that you're playing and everything. So this is cool. I picked this up at Fallout Games when I was out in Phoenix, Arizona. They had probably 3 or 4 of these out there. I was hoping for the Action Replay one because I think the Action Replay one will allow you to play import games. I'm not 100% sure. If you know, put a little comment down there and let me know. So that's all the pickups. Next week I'm heading out to sunny California to San Diego. See what kind of trouble I'm getting out there. So thanks for watching.